bum bum. Greetings, welcome, welcome. We're back with more Bear and Breakfast. Finally, after missing last week for Bear and Breakfast because of surprise doctor visits, and then not doing anything on Friday because everybody was doing that. Last week was a light week for streams. This week, though, we've got much more things that are happening. We are going to be taking a moment to pause and reflect. I can do the Muppet waiting for applause thing with my VTuber. Get it? Pause and reflect. Anyway, Bear and Breakfast. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that in a few minutes. I'm gonna talk about random things before, as per usual, because I like talking about things that are happening. Still need that boo emote. I will make a note to make a boo emote. Make a boo emote for Lansley. Bam. I made a note. Make a boo emote for Lansley. I will absolutely do that. I have a big to-do list over here of things to do that I've been slowly doing some of the things on that list. And then I've been slowly doing other things that are not on the list. But I just decided, you know what? I've had this idea for a long time. I'm just gonna put all the things down on paper that I know about this idea. And yeah. Let me see if I can show any details about said idea. Hum. I suppose I can show this. So I have an idea for a video game that's been kicking around in my head since I got a degree in video game design. That ties in with the novel I'm writing. I've had the idea of a Metroidvania, and for years I've had this design floating around in my head as the HUD design up like in the top right hand corner where all of your information is going to be. And I recently nailed down the different parts of the HUD, how the HUD works, and everything. This is what I was doing this morning when I could have been making like emotes or cleaning the apartment or things like that. I was making the HUD for a game idea that I have because this is what I wanted to do. This is not the final design of the HUD. I mean, this is how it will look basically when your character is like fully like powered up. But there are a lot of steps on the HUD to get from where you start the game at to where you end the game at. And look, one of the things that I was thinking about doing with this game was stepping up difficulty, like in a real way. That's not just, oh, it's easy mode, so the enemies deal 25% less damage, and it's hard mode, so they deal 25% more damage, and letting that be the extent of like the difficulty. No. You can go a lot deeper than that. With difficulty, actually change the difficulty. I mean, there's so many things that you can play with other than enemy do less damage, enemy do more damage. And I was laying down those rules as well. I ultimately came up with like 8 difficulties that could be implemented off of the basic game design system that's already in place in the game. Or in that would be in place once it gets built. So just like the way that the game is going to be built with some procedurally generated areas and then a static area right in the middle, there's a lot you can play with for difficulty inside of a system like that. So imagine like you have normal, which is the base gameplay. Your character deals 100% damage, the enemies deal 100% damage. Enemies and bosses drop weapon and health refills. The game requires you to use one of your upgrades that you get, the dash, to make some jumps, and that's it. Take that and scale it back down to easy mode. Well, you can make the enemies do less damage. Your character does a little bit more damage. Some of the harder jumps in the game now have bridges across those pits, so you can just walk instead of having to jump. Nothing requires you to use advanced movement anywhere. All the maps will generate with just basic movement. And bam, you have an easy mode that is more than just enemy deal less damage. You're actually taking into account that some people might not be able to do advanced movement at the necessary level to beat it on normal mode. So you take that out of easy mode. I mean, you're procedurally generating the levels. It's not that much harder to put the logic in there to make it not generate something that requires advanced movement. They've done it all the time with every randomizer that's out there on the market. And so going up to hard mode, you can then say, okay, well, now we're going to require the player to use two different forms of advanced movement. They're going to need to know how to use the dash, and they're going to need to know how to wall jump in order to proceed through the game, and that's on hard mode. And likewise, now the character does a little bit less damage, but the enemies don't have more health. You're just doing a little bit less damage to them. So you have to be a little tighter on your damage, and you have to be more skilled when it comes to traversing the world. And then you could step that up to, and you could have those three difficulties in like a box by themselves. And bosses in those have their base movesets. But then have three higher difficulties like heroic, legendary, and nightmare. And on these three difficulties, bosses get extra moves and extra phases. And then, like in heroic mode, heroic would have like everything that hard mode has. But throw in a couple of twists here now. Like we're on heroic, so we're going to require that the player does some rather advanced movement techniques in order to get some of the upgrades that they need. Like you're no longer just going to be expected to jump across a pit, but you may be expected to jump off of a ledge and then turn back in midair and land on a ledge that is underneath you in order to advance the gameplay, something that was not required on any of the prior difficulty modes. So now this mode is expecting you to have mastered your movement tech and is now expecting you to be able to apply that mastery in more unique ways. And then going up to like legendary mode, we start with heroic and we add a couple of caveats on there. We'll require hell runs on legendary. So you'll need to move through a room where the environment is actively damaging you before you get protection for that damage. That will be expected of the player in legendary. And the bosses stop dropping health refills. So what you go in, the stuff that you take into the boss encounter is all that you have while you're in there. You're not going to get any refills. It's game journalism mode, game mode, gamer mode. Kinda. Like we continue to step it up. Because going from legendary into nightmare now, we can say, okay, we're not going to drop health upgrades, health refills, or weapon refills anywhere in the game. Like the only way that you can refill is at save stations. So you're gonna have to now manage your resources on top of everything else that was already expected of you in legendary mode. And then have another mode above that called Insanity, where the game just stops being fair altogether. So the game will actively drop traps on you that will drop you into environmental hazards. Similar to, like, I Want to Be the Guy. You think you're jumping on something safe and then it crumbles and you fall into a lava pit. The game will be doing mean things like that to you. I was thinking of introducing an enemy that can steal one of your power-ups. So, like, if you take damage from this enemy, he's going to grab one of your upgrades and rip it off and run off with it. And if you let him get away, you just lose that upgrade. It doesn't come back in the world. And if that enemy gets away from you, you don't get that upgrade back. So, like, mean things like that. And I was wanting to introduce a counter mechanic as one of the things that your character can do. But on, like, Nightmare and Insanity, give enemies the counter mechanic. So now, attacking is no longer a safe strategy on the two highest difficulties, because the enemies can counter you. But then going in the other direction, I was thinking about adding a difficulty called baby mode. And I got the idea for baby mode watching the game journalists that couldn't jump over the little barrier in Cuphead. I was like, okay, if I ever make a game, I'm going to put a baby mode in there that is one level, and all of the jumps in it have bridges, so there's no place where you can actually take fall damage or anything. The enemies in this mode will literally walk up to you and, like, point at their weak spot and just kind of hold it out for you, waiting for you to shoot them. If you do take damage, there's other enemies standing in the background that will throw power-ups at you so that you don't die. And then put an achievement in for somehow dying on the baby mode level. And, like, there'll be a little guy in the background with a clipboard just kind of marking your score. And when you get to the end of the level, they kick you out in the easy mode. I think that would be hilarious. I would find that hilarious if I came across a video game and they had a baby mode and it was just like this and the enemies are actively trying to keep you alive and you get an achievement for somehow managing to die when the enemies are throwing power-ups at you. Yeah. Imagine a Mario level where Lakitu is throwing out super mushrooms, and there are turtles in the background hiding behind pipes, and they keep throwing, like, invincibility stars at you and stuff. And all of the pits are covered up by little bridges. There's little turtles there with hard hats that are building bridges over all the pits so you can't fall down a pit and die. Yeah. A baby mode. And then if you manage to somehow die in the baby mode, you get an achievement. OSHA mode. Yeah. Greetings, Lojo. Welcome. And yeah, if you somehow manage to die in the baby mode, you get an achievement. And then, like, randomly, if you have this achievement, it doesn't matter what other difficulty you're playing on. Randomly in the background, the little enemy with the clipboard will show up and just be watching you and marking things down on a clipboard, right? So you could be playing in like insanity mode and like just murdering the final boss, and in the final boss food, the little dude with the clipboard will show up and start taking notes because you died in baby mode 25 hours ago. These are the things that I would get up to as a game dev. Like, we're putting the clipboard enemy in the game. He's going to be showing up all the time, no matter how good you get. If you ever died in baby mode, he's always going to be there. You're going to be looking in the background. You're going to see the dude with the clipboard, and the boss is going to kill you because you were paying attention to the OSHA guy in the background. I don't care. You died in baby mode. Nothing will take that away. Anyway, I was writing all of this stuff down in a game design doc this morning, while figuring out how the health and magic system is going to work and everything. I didn't close that. So yeah, and I was hearing stories and on the cesspool that is Twitter earlier, and people are already complaining about the new God of War game that was announced on Tuesday. And it is the stupidest shit that I have ever heard. Like 100% the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And most of it was like, oh, we don't have Kratos, you're going to be playing as a woman? That's not God of War. I'm like, why don't you just come out and say that you're sexist, dude? And this was a pretty prominent streamer that came out and tweeted that they're ruining the franchise. It's not God of War because he doesn't have his big burly man to stare at for the next 15 hours of the game. Which, you know, we could say something about that, but yeah, but because now there's a woman in a God of War game, it's not God of War anymore? Like, well, just come out and say you're sexist. And I believe it was Tectone that had that particular idea. It is as bad as Undertale that remembers if you go through and kill everything, even if you play it again and play differently. I still need to play Undertale. I have not played neither Undertale or Deltarune all the way through. I know, right? I need to get on that. Everybody tells me they're fantastic games. I just haven't got around to it. No, I'm already aware of pacifist mode, and like murder everything mode in Undertale. I'm already aware that there are 3 different ways to play the game, and you get different endings depending on how you do it. So no, that was not a spoiler. I was already aware. The only thing I've heard is a pizza place saying no, Kratos is not a pizza or something. A random feminist writer saying she wrote the game when she didn't, and a lot of people complaining that they hired a model that is gorgeous and then made her less attractive than she is. I have not heard the pizza thing. That's new. I am familiar with a feminist writer saying that she wrote the game, and she did. To be fair, she did work on the game, but she was not the only person responsible for the creation of this game or the writing of that character. As far as the model that they hired, it was the model that What is her name? Lawfrey. So the actress that they hired to play Lawfrey, let me see if I can get an image from the title screen. It was the same one that played Lawfrey in God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Same actress. Here's a good picture of that actress right there. So we'll open that in one tab. And this actress's name is Deborah Ann Wool. So this is what she looks like in real life. So this is the actress, and this is the character in game. And people are saying that they hired a beautiful actress and they made her less beautiful. I don't know what the fuck they're looking at. She looks exactly the fucking same in the game. Like that take is complete nonsense. Like she looks exactly the same. And there are a lot of people saying, "Oh, they hired the beautiful actress and they made her look ugly in the game." I'm like, no, she's beautiful in both pictures here. She's exactly the same. I know it wasn't the pictures they're comparing because they're doctoring pictures to make comparisons and stuff like that. But when you look at the actress and you look at the character, how she's presented in 99% of the game, this is the same person. Now, if you take a picture of her on the red carpet all dressed up and her covered in mud with like unflattering lighting as she's getting up and grimacing, yeah, it's gonna look like, oh, they did like a hatchet job on her. But that's taking the actress at her best and the character at her worst and then trying to compare the two. Instead of saying, okay, let's just take the average picture of the actress and the average picture of the character and see what they actually did. And in this case, it doesn't seem like they really did anything. The Lawfrey, the character, and the actress look exactly the same. Yeah. And like that's my point of that. You can't take the Lawfrey character after she's been battling through mud and dungeons for 12 hours and then compare her to the actress standing on the red carpet in her best makeup and say, oh, they took the actress and they made her ugly. No, be fair with the comparison. Take an average picture of the actress, an average picture of the character, compare them, and oh my god, would you look at that? They're exactly the fucking same. I mean, when you talk to other voice actors in like the game industry, and I've watched several other voice actors, they said that this actually pulls them out of the game a little bit because they know her as Deborah, and this reads to them as Deborah in God of War. Like, there were other people that was saying that her looking so much like herself is actually pulling them out of the game because they know the actress personally. I can understand that criticism of it, because if I knew somebody personally and then they appeared in my video game, I would have a hard time separating the person that I know from the character in the game because they look identical. I get that part of it, if that was the argument. But it's not the argument that these people were trying to make. The argument that they're trying to make is completely disingenuous. Yeah. But yeah, I am 100% aware that these are not the pictures that they were comparing. They were looking for like some of the best pictures of Deborah Ann Wool, where she's like dressed up and looking just absolutely amazing, and then some of the worst pictures of Law Frey after she's been like unflattering camera angles where they're screenshotting things like that, or after she's been like fighting and like or grimacing in the middle of an attack while she's flying through the air. These are the kind of pictures that they're trying to compare it to. When you was working as a counselor, you worked with a girl who looked exactly like Senua from Hellblade. It was weird hearing her crying in pain in the game. Yeah, I mean, I can see how that can get kind of strange. So I understand that aspect of it, but when you're comparing a picture like this to a picture like this, or one of her other like red carpet appearances, right? Where she's like dressed to the nines, right? Like you're comparing this picture. This is the kind of stuff they're doing. They're comparing this to this. And this is a disingenuous comparison, because this is the actress dressed to the nines posing for a camera. And this is the actress battling a fire demon monster flying through the air, about to deliver a killing blow on Mr. Fire Demon guy back there. And saying that, oh, they took the actress and they made her ugly. I'm like, she just got jerked through the dirt, slammed into a mountain, and is now flying through the air about to cut this guy's head off. Like, no, she's not in her best in this particular image. But if we're fair about this, like, she looks exactly the same in the game as she does in real life. Because she's an actress in real life. If she was doing this scene in real life, she would look like this. Because they mocapped this actress. That's how you get a face that matches that perfectly. You put that actress in the mocap suit. Yeah. I do not like when people do shit like this about video games and they're trying to invent things that are wrong with the game. I do not like it at all, especially when like she looks exactly like the model in the game. And if you're doing a fair comparison, you can see that she looks exactly the same. As for Tectone, he's just a bigot. I mean, it is what it is. I've seen a lot of his takes on a lot of different stuff, and the through line through all of his stuff is that he's just a bigot. I mean, he is that racist, sexist person in his core. He pretends not to be for a lot of his streams, but every once in a while he just lets the mask drop, and you can see exactly what kind of a person he is. There is far more evidence for him being that kind of a person than there is for him not being. And I don't even think that's a hot take on this guy. A lot of people just know that about him. It's unfortunate when like news outlets pick up on what he's saying and act like that's an attitude that's reflected from the entire community. That's what I don't like about that, because that is absolutely not. Like, there is a loud minority of people who unfortunately have audiences that are carrying those kinds of attitudes and beliefs. The majority of the people who play these games and are looking forward to these games don't have that attitude. And I will call him out 100% of the time, as long as that attitude is being applied to me as if I carry the same attitude that he does, just because I'm a gamer in the same sphere of gaming that he plays in. Like, I'm gonna actually that every time. Actually, I'm not a racist bigot. I'm just gonna put that right there on the shelf. Don't throw me in the collection with that guy, cause we ain't the same. I ain't accidentally dropping slurs and shit in my streams because I let the mask drop for half a second. Yeah, hot take? I don't know. Probably not. Am I gonna apologize for it? No. Yeah, I heard about both of those. Both of those incidents. And, like, Carl Jobst, like, I like Carl's stuff. I like his videos. I still watch his stuff. Dude has made some mistakes. But, like, 90% of the time when Carl is calling somebody out on something, he's absolutely 100% right. And he was 100% right when he called out Tectone. Now, I am not a fan of Pirate Software. I used to be a fan of him. And then I got to know him. And then I found out his history about Maldavia's fig tree. And then I've actually met and talked with the dude on a couple of occasions. I think I'm currently banned from his streams and his discords. Because he doesn't like people that challenge him. So I am not a fan of Pirate Software in the slightest. But yeah, Tectone got a bunch of fake shit from an AI and went off on Thor with it, and it wasn't true. Now, there's a lot of things that you can pick up on Pirate Software and say, okay, this guy's either a piece of shit for this reason, this reason, this reason, he's doing this and this and this. Right? He's got a lot of things that you can point up. You don't need to invent shit to try and go after this guy. Yeah. And like that's just what I'm not a fan of Tectone. I don't like the fact that Tectone has the audience that he has, and that news outlets will pick up things that Tectone's saying and then apply that to the streamer gaming community as a whole, as if everybody believes that. That's specifically what I don't like about Tectone. If he wants to be a horrible asshole bigot in his own little corner of the internet, that's fine. It's his corner of the internet. He can do whatever the hell he wants. But the fact that big name like news organizations are picking up things that he's saying in his tweets and then rebroadcasting that as fact as to how the gaming community feels, that I have a problem with. It was a Domino's Pizza UK that rage baited God of War. That's probably why I haven't heard of it if it was a UK thing. Yeah, unfortunately that's influencer internet. Yeah. But like, it's not every big influencer out there that does that. Um, it's only a select few of them that are doing stuff like that. And there's other big influencers out there that are actively combating that. Asmongold is a great example of this. Now, I don't agree with Asmongold on even half of the stuff that he says. Our personal beliefs differ tremendously. But it's been rare that I've heard Asmongold listen to both sides of an argument and have a bad take on that argument. That is actually really rare for him. And if he's wrong about something, he admits that he was wrong about it and he didn't have all the facts. I've seen him do that a bunch of times. I've seen him fairly talk to people that the internet tries to shut down and hate and give them a fair... He did an interview with Darkside Phil, who has one of the craziest histories in the whole gaming influencer sphere. And he gave him a fair shake, and he listened to his story, and he actually came around on the end of that, okay, so I think that a lot of the stuff that's being said against you is actually unfair. People say that Darkside Phil is begging for money all the time. But he's not asking for anything more than any of the rest of us are asking for. People are just going through hours of his live streams and clipping all the moments where he's like, hey, if you want to support the channel, you can do this, and clipping all of that together to make it look like he's begging constantly. And that's not the case. Everybody who's streaming at one point or another says, hey, if you want to support the channel, there's ways you can do that. I have a Ko-fi link and a GoFundMe, right to my left. Or my right, your left. My entire stream. Right? I mean, that's asking for money. That's asking for donations. Even if I don't actively point it out, it's right there on the screen advertising for it. Every streamer does this. It's part of the thing. Especially if we're trying to make it as an influencer or streamer. Everyone does this. It's unfair to clip all the times that a streamer has mentioned it together and make it look like they're constantly asking for stuff. And during Darkside Phil's interview with Asmongold, Phil pointed out, if you search Darkside Phil on YouTube, you don't pull up Phil's actual channel. You pull up his biggest detractors that are saying negative things about him. And Asmongold tested that right there in the interview. And sure enough, the first 7 things that popped up, every single thing that popped up above the fold was one of Phil's detractors. Phil had Asmon scroll down, and it was well below the fold before his actual channel popped up. You're like, that's my channel right there. What is that? The 14th, 15th entry down on the list before you actually find my channel? All the other ones are the people who are just copying my channel wholesale and making negative videos about me. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, people like Asmongold are actually looking at a lot of these negative things and going to the source, trying to find out the information and giving a fair shake on it. So, even if Asmon and Tectone are very similar people, they're not acting the same way online. I don't think that Asmongold is acting from a place of, negativity with what he's doing. Even if he has some fucked up ideas about some things. I think Tectone is actively acting from a place of negativity, trying to spread that negativity around. This is more about, people like and don't like. So yeah, like I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the influencer community. I try to only point towards make others look bad so you look good in comparison. Yeah, I think that is something that Tectone is very much about, and I don't like that. But like mostly what I don't like is that legitimate outlets are picking up things that he's saying and making it look like that's what the whole community is saying, when it's not. It's one bigot in his own little corner that just happens to have an audience. Because it's those same people that get on to new streamers and tell them, oh well, if you haven't made an audience of 10,000 people in your first month, you need to just quit because you're never gonna make it. Like, I've received that kind of help from other streamers more times than I can count. Like, oh, if you don't have 10,000 people in your first month, then you're never gonna make it. You need to just quit. And it's absolutely people like Tectone that are saying things like that. When you look at it, every streamer that I've known that's gained an audience that quickly gained it entirely out of luck. They just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and something went viral, and they found an audience for it. That's how it's happened every single time. That's how everybody gets big in this industry. Like, that's how influencers gain their influence. Your audience is out there. It is. There are now there's more like 13 billion people on this planet. That means that everybody that's currently streaming could have an audience of 1 million people and not have any overlap with any other streamer on the planet. And there would still be extra people that haven't subscribed to everybody. That's how many people are on this planet right now. That everyone who's currently streaming could have 1 million people and have no overlap with any other streamer. There is that many people. That means that everyone out there has an audience. There is someone who's going to like what they do, to agree with things that they're saying, and even if they don't agree, to find them like mildly entertaining. It's just a matter of getting your stuff in front of your audience, and sometimes that takes time. There are people who've been doing this for 10 years and streaming to a handful of people, and then in 1 week they go from 5 people to 5,000 people in 1 week because one thing goes viral in a specific way, and it just starts to snowball. And once it starts to snowball, that's it. You've done it. For some people, that happens in the first month that they start streaming. For some people, it happens 10 years later. As long as you keep up with what you're doing, it's going to happen. But there are a large number of streamers out there that are trying to actively discourage new people from even trying because it didn't happen immediately. And I can't understand that. The only way that I can frame that is that it has to be coming from a place of malice, for you not wanting to see another person succeed. Like maybe you're jealous that they might be more successful than you, or that they might take part of your audience, or people might like them more. Like, whatever the reason is, it's got to be coming from a place of malice. Like, that is the only thing that I can think of why somebody would take that stance. I mean, when you look at the successes of the world, every single one of them was preceded by a string of failures. I know a lot of people don't like Hershey's chocolate, but Hershey's chocolate is very popular. But Hershey went bankrupt 6 times before he made it in chocolate. 6 times! Dude tried something and failed. Thomas Edison created the light bulb. Failed at that over 1,000 times to create the incandescent carbon filament that he needed to power the light bulb. And it wasn't even his idea ultimately, it was his slave's idea that helped him to the finish line on that one. So, like, yeah, people, sometimes it takes people a while. Brandon Sanderson is probably the greatest name in fantasy right now. Going by, I'm not gonna argue that point, Lindsay. I'm gonna leave that be. But Brandon Sanderson is probably the greatest name in fantasy right now. Finishing the Wheel of Time, the Mistborn series, the Stormlight Archives, like all of the stuff that he's done. Dude was writing novels for 10 years before he got published. The greatest name in fantasy took 10 years to get published. I mean, sometimes it takes a while, and I don't like people that go to the newbies and tell them, give up on your dreams because you didn't make it immediately like I did. Like, that is stupid, and those people are stupid for telling other people that. Like, that is a stupid take, and those people are bad people for trying to make others give up on their dreams because they didn't immediately get famous. Because very few people immediately get famous. And when they do, it is luck. Anywho, I'm ranting. I'm going to take a quick little break. I'm going to refill my drink, and I will be right back.
Never surrender.
Oh. I broke the music. There we go. I'm back. Yeah. I don't want you guys to think that I have just negative thoughts about all of the streamers and people out there, because there's still a bunch of people that I enjoy and go to for my takes. This guy. If you're looking for information on Final Fantasy or fighting game stuff, Maximilian Dude. Like, 100% a guy that is very entertaining, does very entertaining streams, and knows what the hell he's talking about, and has fair shakes on... It gets to a point where dedication and luck intersect. I mean, that's absolutely true. Yeah, like Maximilian Dude's a guy. Carnage, this guy right here. Give up, I will surrender. Yes. Solid takes on gaming across the board. I'm a huge fan of Carnage. Solid individual, solid person. Like, thumbs up. Oops. Apparently there's a shortcut on my keyboard that opens ChatGPT. Okay. I accidentally hit it. But yeah, Maximilian Dude, Kill Carnage. Like, you never expected Ko to be a bear. Yeah. Also, the Bacon Dragon. If you're not following Bacon Dragon, you should totally follow the Bacon Dragon. Does this work? Ha! Bacon Dragon! That's not all of the shout-out stuff? Half of the shout-out didn't work. What? Okay, Twitch. Twitch is twitching. Okay. You know, anthropologist, but that there is a fox. That is a fox. A Fox McCloud. I don't know if you caught the conversation that happened before the break, Bacon Dragon, but I was actually talking about some other streamers that I am not a fan of. And I didn't want people to think that, oh, you know, I just hate everybody out there. Because I was very specifically talking about Tectone and how I think that Tectone is kind of a bad person and like a sexist, racist bigot. And he's proven it multiple times. I don't mind that a person is like that. But what I don't specifically like about Tectone is that news organizations are picking up things that he's saying and then applying that to the gaming community as a whole. I really don't like that, to be lumped in with those kind of derogatory and racist comments and stuff. And I ranted about that for a minute. And I'm like, okay, so I told you about somebody that I really don't like. So now I'm going to show you some people that I really do like. The Maximilian Dude and Code Carnage, who are both awesome content creators. So yeah, I talked about somebody I don't like, and I'm talking about people I do like. You know, kind of balance it out. That not every, because we were talking about how the whole influencer landscape can sometimes be very negative, and there are a lot of people out there that will tell you that if you don't make it big in your first month of streaming, you should just quit. And that is absolutely the wrong advice to give to a new streamer, and I'm 100% against that. And the people who give that kind of advice, like, it has to be coming from a place of malice. Well, that's kind of what I'm wanting to show here with, like, Maximilian Dude and Carnage, because I would absolutely count them as some of the top streamers out there in the gaming space, and they are absolutely not like that. So while there are people that are out there that are negative and trying to make the new generation of streamers quit if they don't make it famous immediately, there are a bunch of other really good people that are super supportive of new streamers that are coming along and coming up. And like Maximilian Dude and Kill Carnage are two of those people that, yeah. So it's not all negative in the world of like the big guys that are up there near the top. Charlie is another one. I think it's probably Moist. Charlie, this guy, Moist Critical, Penguin Zero. It's a really unflattering picture. Another really cool, like, one top streamer guy out there that is a straight shooter, and yeah, like there are a lot of solid streamer personalities out there that I would consider some of the top people, like Charlie here, that are just solidly good people. Like not all of them are like so bad. Yeah. Anywho. That is true. I find that the best, from my personal experience of the streamers and personalities, the ones that are the best are the ones that aren't playing an over-the-top character. They're just coming on and they're being themselves. And there are a lot of streamers that do that. The three guys that I just pointed out are the same on stream that they are off stream. Because I've not met Maximilian Dude in person, but I have met Kill Carnage and I have met Moist Critical. Because way back in the day, I worked for Maker Studios before the whole MCM thing collapsed. I met a lot of these guys when they were just starting up and doing things 10 years ago. And the people that I met offline and the people that I saw on the screen seemed the same people. And in the 10 years between when I met them and now, it doesn't seem like they've changed all that much. Like, I see the same people that I met off stream on stream with them. As opposed to other people that I met that were absolutely putting on a character for their live stream. I don't want to like unfairly call out some people. And a lot of the people that were around 10 years ago aren't really around anymore, like Tobuscus. But Toby Turner was absolutely a guy that was a different person on stream than he was off stream. And the person he was off stream wasn't that great of a person. I think Tobuscus is still doing things, but he's not anywhere near as popular as he was like back in the day. I don't really know a lot of the Machinima guys. Machinima from back in the day, because that was a different studio. And I was more on the Maker side, and the side of Maker that worked with Machinima on some projects were parts of Polaris, or the game station. And I was an editor for Maker as a whole. So I unfortunately didn't get to know a lot of the machinima guys. I got to know a lot of the maker guys, the Game Station, and later Polaris. I knew a lot of those guys. Mainly the WoW music video folks. The only machinima guy that I ever met in person was PewDiePie, because he was at the Maker Studio for a crossover thing that I don't think ever actually took off. Yeah. And the main people that I worked with editing and stuff were the podcast people for the Game Station, Total Biscuit, Jesse Cox, what is Brooks' name? Dodger? Because I did editing for their podcast way back in the day when it was the Game Station podcast way back then. You went out drinking with Jesse? Jesse and I were in the same World of Warcraft guild for like years. We were in one on World of Warcraft, so we raided together for a long time. And now the guild is basically non-existent. Like, I logged in the other day and Metro was still like bombing around, and Metro's YouTube channel is still up. So he's still making content. To be fair, Metro is the leader of one, which was the guild that we were in, and he's still making contact about Mythic plus runs in World of Warcraft in Midnight. Like, dude knows what he's talking about. Yeah. You had a major thing for Dodge back in the day? I like vaguely see. I was never really a fan of Dodger and her content. I knew Brooke because that's the person that I met, and so I didn't really know Dodger. And now she married one of the guys from the British crew. Oh my God, what is their name? There was a big British crew that was with Maker, and their names has just yeah. She married Strippin. I forget what the group was called, but it was a big. They were a big deal in Maker. And now I think she's doing a podcast with Jesse again, because of the previous podcast, the Yogscast. That's it. Yep, Strippin was part of the Yogscast. Way back in the day. That's the name that I couldn't remember. The Yogscast. Strippin was part of the Yogscast, and Dodger married Strippin. But I kind of lost touch with everybody in Maker, because I was only there for like remote. I was remote, which was a rare thing back in the 2016s, and so I only came out on location every once in a while to do things. But mostly I was across the country from them, only showing up every once in a while for stuff. And when Maker kind of fell, like a lot of stuff fell apart at the same time. John died, and then like Maker exploded like right after Disney bought them. Disney bought Maker for like $13 million, and then it fell apart like a month later. Yeah, and just everything just kind of fell apart, and I just lost contact with pretty much everybody. Everybody over there. Yeah. And then I started streaming. Well, I was already streaming on my own, but when Maker fell apart, That I was talking yesterday about my channel getting kicked out of the YouTube Partner Program. That happened right after Maker fell apart. Because my channel was being managed by Maker Studios. And a lot of us who had our channels managed by Maker, when Maker went under, our channel, we got locked out of our channels because Maker was still in control of the channels. And it was a long fight to get our stuff back from Maker to like retake control of our channels. Because I know it wasn't only my channel. I know Jesse was had the same problem with his channel when Maker crashed. They locked down his channel too. And it was a long fight to get our stuff back. I still have videos on my channel that are hidden, that were hidden by Maker, that I can't unhide because I don't have the permission to unhide those videos. Like there are still things on my channel that I can't unhide because they were hidden by Maker. So yeah, that when Maker went under, it screwed over a lot of people. I don't think Maker's fall wasn't as bad as Machinima's, because there were a lot of people in Machinima that were owed a lot of money that didn't get paid. I did get paid out by Disney from Maker. I did get my last paycheck from Disney. After Maker had already fallen. It was for $1.26. I don't think I even cashed it. I still have it like in my closet somewhere. Like this is my last Maker check from Disney. It was $1.26. Like it cost you more to print and mail me this check than what this check is worth. That was funny to me. I kept it just because of that. As far as I know, everybody that was owed money from Maker got paid. As far as I know, there may be some people out there who never got paid. I'm not sure. It costs more in fuel to go cash it. It certainly does now. But yeah, I don't know if some of the people that were burned by Machinima ever got made whole again. And the thing is, it's still happening. Because it most recently happened with VShojo. And a lot of the talents in VShojo are some of the sweetest people that you could ever meet. But every single time a company has done one of these multi-channel networks, it ends up screwing over the talents. It's happened every single time. And it's still happening right now. Like, it most recently happened with VShojo. We're starting to see it happen with HoloLive. Specifically the male division of HoloLive, HoloStars. A lot of those guys are being burned very badly by Cover Corp. I mean, it's still happening. We're seeing some of the big ticket people from HoloLive cash out and go independent. I mean, Gargura was the biggest talent that HoloLive had. 4 million subscribers on her channel. Now she's Saba. Like, she just straight up quit. Not to mention there are people in HoloLive that I don't understand why they joined HoloLive to begin with. They already had a huge following. Kikahime had a huge following before she became the Phoenix Girl. I forget what the name is. Takanashi Kiara? Demon Dice was a fairly well-known, like, well, kind of underground rapper before she became Calliope Mori. And people act like that these are big secrets, like, oh, you're giving away their, like, secret identities. Like, no, they are rather famous people in their circles that decided to join Cover Corp and become a VTuber. It's almost like VTuber was headhunting people who were already famous and turning them into VTubers in order to get an immediate star status. Which is exactly what they were doing. I'm not a big fan of multi-channel networks. If you haven't figured it out, MCN's not a fan anymore. I've been there, I've done that. Didn't get out unscathed. Not a big fan. I am fairly certain had my channel never been associated with Maker, I would still be in the YouTube partner program right now, and my subscribers would not have gotten reset. I think it 100% had to do with me being part of Maker that happened to my channel. Big fan of indies. Oh, I was ranting again. We need to get to Bear and Breakfast. Because I'm chatting about all the things. Oh my god, what happened to Bear and Breakfast? Where'd it go? Oh no, I killed the game. I ranted so hard, the game died. It's... Credits? This is a credit screen. Did not... Oh, okay. I saved it. Oh. Okay, so apparently the credits just scroll to the top of the screen and wait there. Okay. Hey, look, it's Hank. I need to find in the field game. Wait, no, my pixels. I am PlayStation 1 Nari. Okay. I need to find evidence for the bird god's existence. Okay. And I need to get this Day in the Field game for Twiggy. I have no idea how to do any of these. Ooh, honey. Ooh, are those peaches? Yoink. I am distracted by potatoes. Ooh, what are these? Plums? Is that a plum? Plum. I imagine I thinking this tech support setup. Why is my shirt white? Why did it turn white? Why is the weather pink? This is no Planet Crafter weather. Scary. Where does this go? 2824. Okay. What is that tree? Everything looks strange when it's pink. Some numbers are written down here. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. I know what the numbers are. Can I go through here? No? No, I can only pretend. Oh, that's a ramp. Haha. Blackberry. Linden. There's a song about linden trees. He, who. My inventory is full, apparently. Oh, there's a ramp right here. Oh. Oh. Jax wanted something plum. Yeah, he wanted plum wine. And I think I made that for him. It's not in the quest list anymore. I think these are the only 2 quests that I currently have. I can sleep. Sleep for the night. Okay. Bear stash. Furniture items. I will stick these in the bear stash. I need to upgrade things here to better rooms. Need to collect the garbage. And I haven't finished Pinefall yet. That's right. Is it Winterberry? I think that has the super kitchen. So I can put food stuff in the super kitchen. Ooh, take that. Wasn't Winterberry that had the super kitchen? And who was it? Final Fantasy IX has some beautiful music. Was it Pinefall that had the super kitchen? I put a super kitchen in one of these places. It had like big refrigerators and stuff that I could put stuff in. I was still building out Pinefall. That's prepared. Okay. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So I was buying rugs for the theater room, I remember, because I wanted more of these rugs. I want 3 of those, and I want 1 of those big geometry rugs right there. So I remember I was doing that. So I think I have enough to buy those rugs now. 3 of these. And those. Okay. And we're going to build. Bum, 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 bum. That. I have this guy right here. Can I get 3 of these rugs side by side? I can't, okay. So we'll leave that like that. And we'll consider that room now complete. We'll put these rugs somewhere else. There we go. Now the theater room is complete, I think. Gotta come back to that a little bit later. I think I can put this in the storage. Yeah. Those are crafting items. Do I have crafting items in here? I don't have any crafting items. Okay, that's good. Let's store those. Golden game disk and so ready to be filled with data. So this is probably how I get one of those games for Twiggy, is to put it on there. But where would I get said game from? This little Hank indicator is so cute. Well, we can go to Sawdust from here. Ooh, a box. I found the box. I think the evidence for the bird god mentioned going back in the creepy cave. Okay, so I can go in the creepy cave too. Is there anything here that I want? Not right now. Creepy cave was in Darkwood. This is Sawdust. If anybody was going to have a computer game on their computer, it would be the Firewatch Ranger lady, right? No, I'm not right. The woods are peaceful and quiet these days. A little too quiet. Okay, so it's not the Ranger lady. But we can go deeper into Darkwood and see if we can find something about said bird god. So this is, right? Darkwood, yes. And there's a cave to the north in this place. That looked expensive. Didn't it though? Where is cave? Ooh, mushroom. Aha! Wait a minute. Do I have key? I don't have key. That looks important.
Hey everybody!
Nari Mom says hi. Now, there must be evidence for the bird god. Ooh. Charcoal lily. Fuzzy charm key. I don't have that either. Ooh, lilies. Ha. Aha. Nothing. Ooh. That looked maybe probably important. Sleep. Sleep tonight. Chat says hi. Okay. Where would I find keys? Where would I find game data? Maybe Hank has a computer? Ooh, maybe I can take them to the lady in the swamp, the crocodile lady. I have red feathers. That might be evidence for the bird god's existence. Yes, that's crossed off. So the red feathers are probably the evidence I need for bird god. So worst case, I've got that now. If I don't have anything else. Chomp, 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 chomp. Okay. Let's go see about this bird god. Ooh. Hello. Reports of my death are greatly exaggerate. I'm not dead, okay? Oh, wait, it's funny. Ooh. Hello, creepy bat people. Found anything? Bet you didn't even go. I did, actually. I found this feather. You... you what? Found feather. A feather from him? Oh. This... this is it. This proves everything. We knew it. You were right to be scared. Your body felt it before your mind caught up. That fear in your spine was just your survival instinct trying to save you. If only it knew better than to even try. The bird god is real. The bloody Prince of Darkness lives. He roams the dark caves. We knew we saw him with our own eyes, we did. Unfortunately, the Prince of Darkness does not live. He is a dark figure, bloodshot eyes, and a giant scaly wings. His monstrous wings shed bloody feathers every day, making way for new ones. His sharp claws and needle-like jaws can even tear through, a coconut! Yes. And he will bring his wrath upon the world once again. All hail the bird god. You have found evidence, it's so clear now. You must go find him. Yes, you must. No, I certainly mustn't. Oh yes, he calls for you. You must seek him. You now know where you must go to find him. The cave. The cave! How could we have been so blind? Don't answer that. They're bats. On our last voyage, though, we found this key on the ground. Well, we found the little fuzzy thing that key came with. It must be useful once inside the cave. The cave! And what if I refuse to go look for your bird god? Then he will come looking first. Alright, solid argument. The fuzzy charm key, I was just needing that. Go to the cave, find the bird god. Okay. Back to the cave to find the bird god. But first, where might I... A24. I need to go talk to the crocodile lady in the swamp. Yes, crocodile lady in the swamp, to see if she can do something with the CDs that I have. I'll need charcoal lilies, so I should pick these up. A tail is better than having none at all, but half a tail is worse than both. I mean, I suppose. Is there a computer in here? Why do you want a computer game when you don't have a computer? Okay, this was a dead end. So where to? Back to the cave. Where did I go to the cave? Oh, over here. That's right. I don't know if it's going to be a ladybird. I don't actually remember doing the bird god the last time I played. Oh, that's a fence. The last time I played this game. Oh, wait, this way. Dark Grove. Okay, and then the cave is all the way up there in the corner. Lady Bird is bug and bird. I don't remember how to get to the first cave door. Ooh. this one? No, that's rusty key. I have gone in circle. Maybe it was up here. Aha! Yes. It seems to lead to a hidden chamber. Lovely. Oh boy. The bird god. He is saying something. Vlad. It's about time already. I've been waiting for ages. Hello? Well, don't just stand there with a smart look on your face. I'm famished. Are you the bird god? God, King, Lord, Emperor, pick your favorite. As long as you bring me something to eat at once. I am Vlad, and you shall not address me directly. Look a lot less scary than I thought. Oh, I'll turn into something scary, alright. Unless you get me something edible soon, I might just have to devour you. You have significantly fewer teeth than I thought. Quickly now, something red and delicious. Something I can really sink my significantly fewer teeth in. So what will it be? The blood of a newborn? Don't be ridiculous. I think your lord will go for some beets. I trust you still grow those around here. The bird god that wants beets. You just go stare at him. Can I have this? A rusty key. Nice. Is there anything else around here of import? I know of two places where I can use a rusty key. Snappy beet chips for Vlad. Vlad the Impaler bird wants beets. That is okay. I can go in here now. I'm gonna go in here. It seems to lead further into darkness. Lovely. Ooh, prospector's tools. Lovely. The path is cleared. I'm gonna go up first. Oh, look at this. What is this? How did this get all the way in here? I mean, that's a good question. I'm gonna take this. Is this the way that the prospector's gear came? It is. Okay. There's a box over here. It has more prospector's gear. Kinda pointy. It's a fox statue. And love from the linden trees. Is there anything down? No. Is there anything to the left? No. The world ends here. Okay, so there was a whole lot of nothing. Ooh, no, there's a down. Okay, never mind, there's a down. Where does down go? I get the feeling down goes nowhere. I don't know. Ooh, vintage gramophone and a luxurious floor mirror. So that leads to the other side of the gate. So you get one rusty key, but no matter which door you use it on, you get all the treasure. Okay. That seems fair. Oh, this looks like a Resident Evil door. Onyx Time. Okay, well, we need to find the mysterious animal key to shove into the Resident Evil door. Okay. Oh, we can sleep. I found the parrot really quickly. It took you forever. Yeah, I'm lost. Okay. Let's collect our garbage. Ooh, mushrooms. I think I have some beets in storage. So making the snappy beet chips shouldn't take that long to do. Ooh. I'm always down for grabbing some more mahogany wood. Okay, it was Winterberry, I think, where I made and put all the food. It was not Winterberry. It was the other place. Pine something. Pine Ball. That's where it was. I made the Super Hank kitchen in Pinefall. Take that. Take that too. Aha. Okay. Beet chips. Oh, snappy beet chips. Nice. Two snap. Oh, I need 3 of them. Oh. I'm gonna need more snappy beets. What am I missing? Oh, nothing. Oh, I just needed to click it twice. Oh. Just needed to click it twice. I see. Now I have the snappy bee chips that I need for Vlad, the chicken man. Beats for the bird god. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick little break. I will be right back. Alrighty, I have returned. Okay. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the game from one of the NPCs. So which of the NPCs are still out there? And it's not Sabine. Are there any other human NPCs? Is Barbara? I don't think she would have it. Don't know if there's any other human NPCs that I'm missing. As far as animals, there's Julia, there's Jax, there's the otter guy. I don't think Gus would have it. The crocodile lady doesn't have it. Who am I missing? Like I'm forgetting about somebody. Can't think of who it might be though. Gus mentioned Gus. Oh, Mr. Blood. Have you brought me my beets? Yep, got them right here. Give it here. Oh, finally, something to appease the royal stomach. What's taking you so long anyway? I feel like I've been waiting for you here for what feels like ages. Is the ceremony ready? What? No? I don't even know who you are. Peasants. They keep me waiting all the time, and they finally send over peasants. Listen, you, and listen well. Your king shall not be treated this way. King who? King God, whatever you see me as. I was quite happy in my old land, even without my special title. I could even say that the modest amenities there were better than these royal chambers. I think we have very different definitions of royal, mister. I can't believe they sent such a simpleton after all this time. I'm sorry, but I don't think there's anything kingly about this place. It's a hole in the ground. An abandoned one. Abandoned? How dare you? These are clearly imperial grounds. You wouldn't know noble blood if it executed you in the town square. Well, that escalated quickly. Why have you been locked in the, royal chambers for all this time? Because of the preparations, of course. It is by my endless grace that I allow you to hear this explanation, only this once. I was chosen as next in line for the divine throne by my loyal followers. They came to my home and took me on the regal trip towards my new kingdom, post haste. Is this the upset otter guy, Jax? It was quite a brutal journey, even by servant standards. For the good of the realm and my own protection, the guards brought me here to the Imperial, Dark Cellar. Here I would await the ceremony preparations to be complete. I should be summoned for my coronation shortly. They do like to take their time. So he's the canary. Is that what I'm getting from this? I can't believe I have to explain myself to a provincial. The stories of the wild captured animals is incredibly sad. I hope the long-awaited update will address their predicament. Well, I see. Well, at least you're not the bloodthirsty bird god looking to hunt me for sport. How rude. That's what your weird little followers told me. If you mean the three gremlins smelling around the caves for a whiff of my royal behind, I carry no such entourage. And you can very much inform them that absent a coronation ceremony, I am to be left alone. I don't think there's gonna be one, Vlad. Oh no? Why else would I be brought all this way then? You are simply not well informed enough to grasp the intricacies of high-level diplomatic arrangements. I will be here awaiting my servants. If you are not intelligent enough to be one, then be gone from my sight. If not royal chambers, what a churl. Tell the flight. Okay, so I need to go back to the three butt sniffers and inform them about their god. This can only end well. And I need to figure out what's going on with that game. I'm missing something obvious. The more honest truth. Aha! Oh, hello, my boy. Pleasure seeing you again. Have just the building's gone smoothly? Yeah, I never thought wood could be turned into so many things. Oh yes, you could carve it into something useful, like a chair. Or something decorative, like a chair. Or a weapon, like a chair? Exactly! It's a fine replacement for just about anything. Except maybe a child of your own, to hold and cherish. Say, I was working on a cabin and I had some extra wood laying around, so I made you something. Really? Yeah, I made you a little carving of me. Oh my, that's wonderful. If I had a refrigerator, it would go right at the very top. May I have it? Yes, I left it back at the cabin. I'll be right back. Okay, I need to go get a small bear carving. And possibly a refrigerator. I have a feeling that once I get the small bear carving, he's gonna be like, if only I had a refrigerator. Blink, blink. That you're the... Hang with trash, you start to smell like garbage. Rich and appetizing. Okay. Oh, there's this guy. Of course I know who's been stealing my sandwiches. This week it's lettuce and bologna. I hope they like it. He's got more prospector stuff. You bought a small carved bear the other day because it reminded you of Hank. See, that's just lovely. I'm going to buy a small bear carving right now. Small bear carving. Where is small bear? Oh, there it is. Small bear. And we can get to the beach from over here. Yes. And now I need to tell the flight. Hello, butt sniffers. Was there anything in there? Did you see him? I hate to break it to you, fellas. There aren't any gods. Definitely not any bird ones. Ah, I told you he'd be too scared to go. I went through the entire cave and I found your bird god. No, you didn't. You're still alive. I did actually. His name is Vlad. He has a considerably smaller amount of teeth than what I was told. But the feathers. Turns out parrots shed feathers, especially when they're forced into a tiny room. That's impossible. Oh, and he asked that you don't go creeping on him anymore. He's got other priorities. This doesn't make any sense. The vision in the dream said to look for it. Look for the bird god. I'm starting to think we should all skip late dinners before going to bed. Yeah, maybe it was just our imagination. I haven't dreamed it in a while. Yeah, me neither. Not since the night of the fire, after the bear died. So that settles it. The what? Yeah, the big fire. Were you born yesterday? What was that about a bear? There's no other bears in the valley except me and my mom. Yeah, there was. They died in the fire, we think. How do you not know about that? I don't know. It was a big deal. That doesn't usually happen. Who was the bear? Do you know them? How did it happen? Look, you mind taking your unexpected revelations elsewhere? We kind of have our own to deal with here. And besides, it's not us you should be asking about bears around here. Our flavor is murderous, ruthless gods. And those aren't even in anymore, apparently. Yeah, I'll find someone else to ask. Don't let us stop you. Find someone to ask about the third bear in the valley. Okay, well obviously they aren't... Ooh, honey. Obviously they aren't in this zone. So if I walk into the area where I'm supposed to be asking the person, it should put up a little, like, arrow, right? Of the person that I should ask. Let's ask this guy. He only cares about his sandwiches. Okay, so, oh, he has a computer, though. Maybe he has the game I'm looking for. Nope. Who else is there to ask about? Maybe Hank's mom. Does Hank have a computer in his room? Maybe Hank has the game I'm looking for. Oh, there she is. Hello, dear. Are you alright? You seem a little off. Hey, Ma. Yeah, I'm okay. I've got something I need to ask. Anything? Did something happen? No, I'm alright. Do you know anything about another bear in the valley? Oh. Thought it was just the two of us. Of course it's just us, dear. Who else could it be? I don't remember a lot about the fire. I was so little. Hank, dear, I'm feeling a little cold in my fingers. Would you mind bringing your mom a nice hot cup of tea? Oh yeah, of course. Linden will do if you could. Okay, now I have to make Linden tea for Mom. Hank does not have a computer. I hope I snip out something good today. Okay. Oh wait, I can go north of here, right? And get to the area? Yeah, it's up here. Yeah, now I can turn in the small bear carving. So, may I have my gift now? Yes, it's right here. Oh, this is wonderful. I've never received such a thoughtful gift. My boy, this is something any father would be ecstatic to receive. From anyone, including members outside of their immediate family. Yes. But this is quite lovely. Thank you. I would like to give you something in return that I've been saving for a long time. I was holding this for someone else, but well, I think you should have it. It's my collection of ball bearings that I've gathered over the years. You can never have too many ball bearings. And you never know when someone needs to run a little more, when something needs to run a little more smoothly in your life. I've now got a bag of steel balls. Run along, you rascal. Okay. Well, that's lovely. Oh, this I need to take to the crocodile lady. She wants a bag of steel balls and charcoal lilies. Okay. Well, that's in the A24. I know where that is. And I need to go to Pine something or other. I forget. Pine Paw, in order to make the linden tea for Hank Mom. Okay. Got something for me? Yes, ma'am. This weird gift from Tony. Yes, the industrious beaver, always so hardworking. Never had someone share the fruits of his labor with. Strange creatures, fathers, wildly different from one family to another. You can always spot a good one from a mile away, just by the look in their eye when watching their hatchlings. I suppose the same goes for the bad ones, but they're not usually preoccupied with keeping an eye on their kin. Of course, you've never met yours, have you? No, ma'am. How did you know? What? Be the local bog witch and not know these things? I'd be ushered away in a second. In any case, behold, the hallowed ball bearings. Okay. It's an exhibit. Symbol of a father's love. Something some folks search for their entire lives. Okay. Run along before I toss you in the soup. Oh, Margaret is Hank's mom's name. Margaret the bear. I need to cook linden tea for Margaret. Oh no, my chat disappeared. Oh boy. Hold on. Tools, docs. Is it doc? Is it? Yes, doc chat. Chat. The chat. Okay. Chat has returned. Where am I going? Pinefall. That's right. Pinefall. This is where my super kitchen is. Ball bearings, a symbol of a father's love. I don't think that's the right chat. I feel like there was a different chat. You put a picture of the tiny carved bear on Twitter? Oh, I must see. It is cute little tiny bear. Bum, bum, bum. Looky! Cute little tiny bear. That's cute. Your preferred ball bearings? This is Hank approved. Hank approved tiny bear. We have Mario. Linden tea, that's right. I have linden. I need linden tea. Ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum. Linden tea. Simmer, simmer, ginger. I need ginger. Ginger, aha. With love and some linden tea. Bum, ba-bum, bum, bum. Is anybody familiar with that song, Love from the Linden Trees? You may not be familiar with the song because I said it in its English translation. The song is actually named Dragosta Dente. And it's a rather famous meme song on YouTube. I'll play a little bit, see if I don't get before I get copyright. Have you heard this before? Not that. Okay, that's probably enough to get a copyright claim. But there's a very famous meme with that song, and it's called. Everybody has heard this. It's called Dragoste Dente, which means love from the linden trees in Romanian, which is the language that the song is being sung in. It's from a band, a European band called Ozone. And it was a very famous meme in like 2006, 2007, like right at the start of YouTube. It's one of the first things that went viral. And the only other time that I've ever heard linden trees mentioned is in this game. The linden tree is a pub not too far from you? That's awesome. That's one thing we don't really have in the US anymore is pubs. I mean, some of the other cities have them, but there's not like a pub or a bar anywhere near me. There's restaurants that serve alcohol, but there's not really a bar or anything anywhere around here. Did you make some tea? Yes, I made tea. It's just a little spicy. It's perfect. Just like you, my dear baby. Ma, you know anything about another bear? The AliExpress price surging has pushed the bear and chair to £4.70, but you can still get the bear alone for £1.90. I mean, neither of those are terribly expensive, to be fair. If you were to buy something around this area for that, it would easily cost you like $10 to $15 for a little knickknack like that. Did I explore around the house area? I think so. You should open a tea shop. Oh, I don't even know what all the flowers look like. Hey, I just know I I just like how the water boils. Hey, a bit too sweet maybe. No, but when you buy something, you get you with a deal, and you give the person a link, and it's 3 times more expensive. It makes you, yeah. I've done that. Like, I got this really great deal on this thing, and then give it to somebody else, and it's like 5 times more expensive. I'm like, well, it was a deal when I bought it. Yes. Is there something you're not telling me? Hank, put 2 and 2 together. Your daddy bear died in the fire. My dear boy. My dear boy. I've always told you your name came from the spirits, Hank. Well, in a way it did. It was your brother who picked it. His name was Artie, and he was the best kid anyone could ask for. All the nonsense about myths, about the gods, they're all stories to scare children. But I won't lie and didn't say I didn't pray to them that evening. Oh, that merciless night, the night of the fire, the universe was merciless. Artie was afraid the fire would spread, and he left to save his friends. He never came back. All we found was his burnt hat and torn clothes, pierced by these black stone needles. The fire went on for over a week. We ran and ran until we managed to escape here in this little corner of the woods. This is where we finally stopped to rest. It was just the 2 of us from then on, trying to survive. You, me, and the pain that kept us company for all these years. I shouldn't have let him go. So it was Hank's brother. I've never told another soul about this. Don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Hank. I'm sorry I haven't told you after all this time. I was afraid. I thought if you knew, it would make it real again. It would bring the pain back, and it would tempt death again somehow. Come to take you too. Nah, Ma, it won't. I won't let it. Sorry I lied to you. I understand. It's okay. I'm just a little surprised. Artie loved you a lot. He was so strong, but also kind and caring. You were just as much. After that night, I didn't think I was going to make it, but you kept me afloat. You made me keep going. I'm sorry, Ma. You have nothing to be sorry about, my dear baby boy. You have an amazing and kind soul that you always share with others. Always so carefully. I'd like you to have this. It somehow kept Artie close to me all these years. I think it's time he was by your side for a while. Thanks, Ma. Thanks for telling me. The Onyx Tine! I need this to open the Resident Evil door. Love you too, Ma. Big Clive on YouTube does AliExpress unbagging weird tech stuff, and because everybody rushes over to buy the good stuff, the prices skyrocket. Oh, is this the grave? Okay. That's the wrong way. That is sad. Margaret will be sleeping at the gravestone if you go there at nighttime. It's sad. Can I steal his sandwich again? No. Okay. Good as sawdust. Ooh. Back to the cave. Some elements are almost unbearably sad. Almost as if we need to pause and reflect. Insert the boo emote. Where did I see the Resident Evil door? Was it down here? Ah. The time falls perfectly in place, completing the head of the dark stone stack. The path is cleared. And what better music to go into this area than Rufus's coronation march from Final Fantasy VII? Bum, 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 bum. Long creepy path with the glowing end. Oh boy. Oh, look, it's the red fox spirit. Hi. I thought I told you to move. Eris, you take on a great risk for coming here. I'm surprised you found your way in. What are you? Silence! You are to speak only when spoken to. This is not your parrot friend's cellar. I am Eris, and I do not respond to any inquiries. Unless I am required to. Are you required to? Do not tempt fate. You are just as guilty as them for opening the way again. Opening the way for who? The people? I said silence! If you wish to ask a question, I will grant you one answer. But it must be one. One question, one answer. Ask Eris about humans. So? What do you know about people? Humans are a walking, talking plague upon the world. They are capable of creating means they do not comprehend, means of creation and means of destruction, and they are easily manipulated. They do not value other life around them unless it is to their benefit. They sometimes barely value their own. Their stupidity brought immeasurable destruction to the land, bringing suffering to themselves, but also all the animals. Well, what about the animals? One question, one answer. And? What about us? What do you know about animals? Animals are nothing if not less destructive humans. Animals do not seek to live beyond their means. Survival is both a noble and self-sustainable goal that animals do not seek to overstep. They are more sincere and less volatile than humans. That is why the god aspects keep their animal form, instead of appearing human. So gods are real. Are you a god? One question, one answer. Ask us about gods. Okay, we are 3 questions in now, God Fox. What do you know about gods? Gods are simple to perceive but difficult to understand. We are aspects of the world concentrated into a conscious form. We are not born. We are an acclamation of energies emitted by the universe. Every world is different, and every universe radiates different energies that assemble different gods. I am one of them. In this universe, I am the god of disorder and fear. That checks out. This world has another 4. What are they? One question, one answer. Ask Eris more about the Kai. Think very carefully about your next question. It could very well be your last. Bed and breakfast, not a resource management game. Oh, I guess, which of the gods looks like a bird? What? Is that your question? Yeah? It's the only one I saw in my dream. You saw Kai in your dreams? That's not possible. So it's Kai then. What are they the god of? One question, one answer. Come on, I've asked like 20 questions already. Just give me a straight answer. Are you lying? I'll tell you if you tell me what's going on. Dot. Very well. Oh, story. In an ideal universe, humans would not have to exist, yet they do, which proves just as far from ideal this one truly is. Your sentence does not sense make. But in actuality, nothing is universal and neither are humans. Some are indeed born with capacities for more than just self-interest. Whether that can be considered good or bad depends on who you address the question to. In the same term, neither all animals are strictly beneficial to the precise flow of nature. Some are innately built with destructive tendencies. In reality, no creature born from disorder will ever adhere to one rigid set of structures. Either are capable of both good and bad, as it is governed by the gods who are by their very nature the fruit of this orderly chaos. Eris exists through disorder and the abundance of fear it innately carries. Vara nurtures regret and envy both in ample reserve throughout the world. Time perpetuates violence from and apathy forces that have no trouble thriving on their own. Although suspiciously dormant for a while. And Kai, the oldest of us, who exists through the accumulation of order and light, both of which have been extremely dim in recent times. That is how the universe is governed in harmony. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about this one? You skipped this one. You skipped the bear. Or perhaps how it should be. A disruption occurred in recent times. I do not know what it involved, but I know that it was strong. Humans enacted an amount of pain and destruction of overwhelming proportions. Kai has been absent since. I have been here trying to prevent another occurrence. Now speak, what did you see? I saw a dark figure with what looked like wings and very bright blue eyes. How could you see Kai? You have been making great effort to entice humans back into the valley. Like you said, not all people are bad, some are actually really nice, but some can really suck. Why would he appear to you? A lot of them just like to leave trash everywhere though. Before the disruption, Kai reached out to me. They left me a relic. An onyx stone, a relic darker than the night. Oh, that's like the little needle I used to get in this place. What? One question, one answer. Okay. Tell me. Jeez, alright. The doorway had a picture of a stag, and one of its little antler bits was missing. What did it look like? Just looked like that. A very dark but shiny when I put it in, the door open. I see, then it is clear what I must do. You would take the onyx stone and you will use it to find Kai. How am I supposed to do that? As far as my knowledge reaches, you must reach that conclusion on your own. But you must do it, and it must be soon. I was just getting used to this place. The iron key. Ooh. The onyx stone. Leave! Okay, well, I'm gonna take this. And I'm gonna loot this linden tree. in this linden tree. No, I did not get this far. Do I get an explanation of the bear god later? Because he didn't tell me about the bear god. Oh, sleep tonight. Had they just not put that in? Okay. Do I use the iron key here, or do I use it somewhere else? The onyx stone. Find someone who knows what this is. So the only other door that I remember is the one up there in that other place. I forget what it's called. High Lake. There's a key up there. I think there's one over on the beach too. There's an area that's blocked off. I'm gonna try the one in High Lake first. Take this. This water graphic is amazing. Is it this thing? That's the thing I was thinking about right there. So that doesn't actually have a key hole in it. That's already been set up. So over on the coast, there's a thing that might have been locked. So I can try that. Grab this fuel. It's Whitestone Bay. And I believe it was down on the beach side. Take that. One day at a time. Might have been that place right there that I've already opened. So maybe that key only opens that one shortcut. you know what this is? True Lord of Blood will descend upon us all. Okay, so probably not. Hmm. Okay. Not showing anything. Hmm. Okay, so I guess I have to be in the area. I would think if it was here in High Lake, I would see it. Let's try the A24. Like, it would have the little arrow pointing me in the right direction. Got the best deals anywhere. Something I heard a guy say once. Wait a minute, I did find a statue somewhere of the fox dude. Because I commented, oh hey cool, that's a fox guy. Why did the music get all creepy in Zelda? Oh, there's a box. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. 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 So this is the mural that the bird god told me about. Looks like a chunk fell out. Not the bird got the fox guy. It looks like a good place to contemplate existence. Ah, stone bear bench. Okay, we'll repair that. The humans can enjoy a private chat with an understanding bear. Nice. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and sleep for the night here. I don't remember where I was when I saw the statue of that fox guy. No trolls here. Was it in sawdust? Like it might have been in sawdust all the way over here on the far side. Maybe it's actually in Dark Grove. That's an interesting music choice that we got right there, going from Dancing Mad to the Mario Kart music. Sage. No lock without its key. Okay, well that's the only place I can think of to use that key at. Okay, well there's a box in there. Obviously at some point I can go in there. And at some point being right now. Okay, well, stuff. And that's the path to where Eris actually is. Ah, this is the Earth statue. Kind of pointy. Okay, so. It doesn't appear to answer any questions. This? How did this get all the way in here? Maybe Vlad will know what that is. I have absolutely no interest in Taste of Blood, although that could change real quick if you keep staring. Okay. Well, I'm going to take a quick little break. I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Still don't know where to go, though. possible that something in the quest line is stuck because I haven't finished building all the things yet. I still haven't built the arcade in Pinefall. I think I can exit straight to Pinefall up here. Maybe. And this place does exit to Pinefall, right? Or is it Sawdust that exits the Pinefall? It might be Sawdust. Bum 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 bum. Aha. Yes, here we go. Okay, sleep the night. And it's in this building and downstairs. Right here. I'm missing the arcade machine. How do I get an arcade machine? Okay. Those are the only 5 quests that I have. Nobody seems to be lighting up with things to talk about. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Margaret has a house up here. Not here. Hmm. I don't think Margaret's going to be coming back from that cruise. So it's not Margaret, it's not Sabine. It's not Mom, it's not Julia. It's not Jax or the angry seal dude. It's not Vlad or the bats. It's not the gopher. I haven't looked at Jax. I mean, I guess it could be Jax that I need to talk to. It's not Jax. Hmm. Hmm. I think that's everybody. Hmm. I cannot think of who else that I'm missing here. Wait, it's Oliver? I already talked to him. What the stone you've got there? I don't think any of my regular tools are going to be of any use to that. But I do have something a little more heavyweight. Give it here. Maybe the old jeweler's kit can cut through it. Would you look at that? Went right through it like a butter knife. Through cheese? No, that's not it. Anyway, but here, this two kit's going to get you through the hardest thing you need. But I can't let you have it for nothing. I'm sorry, this already cost me an arm and a leg. Okay, so I can buy new thing from his shop. Jeweler's kit. Okay. Seems kind of bouncy. Okay. Okay, so I think the next order of business would be going back across all of my properties and trying to min-max them. I've already done Timber Crossing, but I need to upgrade all of the stuff in all the bedrooms here. Which I'll do on the morrow, I think. I'll go through and I'll kick everybody out and I'll redo all the rooms and then... There's Gus walking down the crosswalk in the middle of the night. Okay, sleep the night. Wait for the beam. There we go. Oh. All right. Perfect review is 132. So I think what I'm gonna do is just wait until we have no more. I'm not gonna. I turned Gus off, and I'm not going to accept any more reservations. I'm not firing Gus. We're just shutting this hotel down for a little bit. So I'm gonna let all these people check out. The people that are coming in tomorrow, I'm gonna let them come in and check out. And then once we don't have any more guests here, I'm gonna go through and just basically gut the hotel and replace all of the stuff in all of the rooms with more up-to-date things and try to push the decoration level and the bedroom levels and just everything as high as I can without changing like the layout of the property. So I can upgrade the 2 bathrooms, I can upgrade the rooms, and I can upgrade the stuff in the lounge area right there. Yeah. And I can do the same thing for High Lake as well. And then once I have those two updated, I'll update the next one, right? So this is High Lake. And how am I looking on funds? So I'll handle A24 and High Lake at the same time. And then once I get those two done, I'll go up and I'll make sure Winterberry is completely like maxed out on everything to try and get all these 5-star reviews to come in. And then after I finish Winterberry, I'll go back and I'll finish all the rooms in Pinefall. Because I think I have enough money right now to get these two locations done completely. And then I may have to wait a couple more days before I can finish Winterberry entirely. So, I think that's the plan. At the crack of dawn. I don't know what's going on with this old magnet thing. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with these game discs that I have, but I don't know what to do with these. Day in the Fields game, you can buy it for $4.99. And it's listed in the A24. So there's somewhere in the A24 to buy this game. It's not here. Garbology. Don't see it for sale there. Not for sale there. It said it was $4.99 gold. So it wouldn't be for sale there. The only other shop is Oliver's shop. But he only sells like the gears and things. I do not know. My only thought is that something might open up after I cleared out the other areas and updated the hotels. So after I clear out these quests here, this one, Headfirst, Turn It Harder, and Top Banana, that it's gonna open up something that will let me clear this old magnet thing. I think this Crack-a-thon is probably solvable right now. I just need to find out where those black stones are, which probably means I'm gonna have to either go back and talk to Eris. Probably means I'm gonna have to go back and talk to Eris again. I'm trying to think of this Day in the Field game. Like, it has to have something to do with the game discs that I have. They're not artifacts, so I can't put them up in the museum. The Swamp Crocodile Lady doesn't want to have anything to do with them. And it was Twiggy in the swamp that asked me to solve this problem in the first place. Is there a hint I can get? Sleep is overrated. Wake up. Little rebel, don't listen to your mom. Repair all the bear statue. Unlock all the blueprints. Collect all the clothes. Collect all the museum items. Okay, complete all the quests for the areas. 3 hidden achievements. Jeweler's Kit has something to do with Kai. Yeah, Oliver told me that the Jeweler's Kit will let me open the black rocks that Kai was talking about. So I'm thinking that the Crack-a-thon is going to involve me going over to Kai again. It's this old magnet that is tripping me up. I don't know what this is about. Okay, so heading down to the A24. Okay. Leaves tomorrow and one guy that leaves in 2 days. I think I may have to do some research to find out what's going on with this old magnet thing. Yeah. Anywho, let's go ahead and save and exit that right there. Cause we're coming up on the end of the stream for today. Not a very long stream, today. But we made some progress in Bear and Breakfast. And I think I understand what I need to do for one thing, but then I don't understand anything about the other thing or why it's not advancing. I hope it's not a soft lock. That would suck. That I've locked that quest somehow and I can't get it to solve. We shall see though. We shall see. Anywho, let's wander out here in Twitch land and see who's doing fun stuff that we can drop a raid on. Who do we know that is streaming and having some fun? Bum, 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 bum. Some interesting music. Let's see. It doesn't look like I have any like small viewer. Oh no, wait, high speed. Okay. High speed is of course playing Factorio again. We will drop a raid onto Mr. High Speed. Yeah, I'm gonna check the Bear and Breakfast wiki and see what's going on with that Get Magnet quest and find out exactly what's happening with that. Yeah, we're gonna be raiding High Speed. I will be back tomorrow afternoon to cover Summer Games Fest. But right now, I think I'm going to take some leave and go lay down because my neck is hurting. So I'm going to go and relax. Yeah. Relaxing time to save the neck. So we're going to be dropping in on High Speed. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will be back tomorrow to cover Summer Games Fest and see what kind of nice revelations we're going to have. So yeah, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Nari out.